Oh, Rolf, you've messed it all up. There we go. Right, welcome back everybody to Season 9 in Amethyst Tier 2. I am your full-time commentator, Mr. Fox Johnson. As everyone knows, the best commentator in existence. We are just getting ready for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. Getting ready for the start of qualifying. Only 12 men in today. We thought there was going to be 16, but hey ho, no, there isn't. And yes, welcome back, Ice Cream. Why did you unadd me on Steam? I'm I'm not happy with that. So we see our first cars coming out on track. We'll obviously, and it is raining, so hopefully we're going to have a bit of an interesting qualifying session today. So we're going to, there we go, and we are going to switch to Mr. Silver in P4 currently. Obviously no. Oh, you're just appearing offline. Why is your name not got its nickname on it then? Oh, okay. So Silver in the Alpine leads us across the line. We have a few changes in teams this season. Most notably, I think Puthran being in that AlphaTauri, my glorious team. I'm the best team principal the world has ever seen. Look like Kiziel in the Aston Martin. He's also had a slight change in teams, I believe. I've forgotten what team he was in last season. I think it was Ferrari, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Alpine. I wasn't paying too much attention, but he has switched to the Aston Martin. Anderson's still in that Haas car, and Day making his return to Amethyst Racing as his teammate. As we see Silver about to start his lap, coming across the line now. DRS wide. No, DRS is not open because it is raining. Towards the first corner we go with Silver. Braking a little bit earlier because of the tricky wet conditions. Bouncing over that curb and getting a bit of a tank slapper there, but up the hill towards turn 3 we go. He has a Mercedes just ahead of him. That is the Mercedes of Ice Cream. It's Purple Sector 1, of course. No one else has gone through before him, so it is going to be Purple Sector 1. But down towards turn 4 we go. Down the hill, Ice Cream just slipping out the way for the Alpine driver who's running a blue and red helmet, not blue and pink. Anyway, he seemed to be keeping the car nice and tidy so far. Towards the end of Sector 2 through turn 6 we go. Very easy to invalidate and run wide, but again, it is a Purple Sector 2 for Silver, the Alpine driver. I'm not sure where he's from. I don't have much of this information. I'm very unprepared. Into the penultimate corner, the fastest corner on this track, and into the final corner. Very easy to invalidate, very easy to get track limits. Towards the line he goes. It is P1, and it's a 1:11.0, and it is Kiziel next across the line in the Aston Martin. He goes fastest with Alex Day just behind him. Alex Day's teammate Anderson comes across the line, and he jumps ahead of Kiziel by 0.03 of a second to take P1, with Mans Vandenberg in the Williams just behind. Ariane Puthran invalidated, I assume, on the final corner, but his lap would have put him P4 on track. I'm missing a few people come across the line. Williams Foray on his debut for Amethyst Racing, if I'm not correct. He has the Verstappen helmet, so you know he's a knobhead straight away. Rebel next across the line. Much he is starting his lap. I think I've spelt it wrong. I think it's an A for Jaeger. Werben Jaegerman Jensen. Next across the line, he goes P5. For those of you who don't know, that is a SpongeBob reference. You're putting your in-game flag as Pakistan. Fair enough, fair enough. As we see who is next across the line, and it is Silver. He's going to do another lap. Henningsen, no. Vandenberg, he is going to do another lap as well, I believe. Yep, he starts another flying lap for him. Ice Cream. Towards the line he goes. P4, our our Tier 3 champion from last season. As Foray goes to the line, it's P6 for him on his debut. Kisiel starts his lap again, and so does Anderson. Yeah, it is Anderson just behind Kisiel. He's going to get a lovely slipstream down towards, or up towards turn 3, I should say. And Ryan Much goes P5 for Red Bull. Another one of those changes. Towards the line comes Werben Jägerman Jensen. I'm just going to call him Shergy. Why not? Let's call him Shergy. Shergy P7. Now he jumped just ahead of Foray, managing to best him and Silver at the end of his lap towards the line. The track seems to be drying out. That is why people are staying out. He goes fastest by about 0.3 of a second. Next across the line will be Mr. Mans Vandenberg, who's also up on his time. He only manages P5 as Ice Cream comes into the pits. He doesn't see any point in doing another lap. And no, we want Alex Day, who now comes around the final corner across the line. He bests his teammate for P2. But what can Anderson do? He stays P3. He can't improve his time. And Ryan Much in the penultimate corner getting a bit of a wiggle on. But out of the final corner towards the line he goes, and that is P1 for the Red Bull driver. Not bad from him at all. So your current order, Ryan Much leads with Silver close behind in second. Only about 1.5 separate them. Alex Day and Anderson, the two Haas drivers, P3 and P4. Kevin Bylan will have a grin from one side of his face to the other. He did very well in all tiers last season. Some might argue he's one of the worst drivers in existence, as Anderson got a bit of a wiggle on there. Some may argue he is the worst driver in existence. But he does know how to manage a team, as DRS is enabled, as the track has pretty much fully dried out now. There aren't many people out on track, but Ariane Puthran is one of those drivers out on track. Up towards the top of the hill, he's purple sector 1, the Indian driver for AlphaTauri, the Indian submarine as he is called. Not doing too well in the wet so far, so he has turned from the Indian submarine into the Indian tugboat. He's not doing too well as of now, but this lap may put him a bit further ahead than P11, which I want and he will also want. He's the only one out on track as of now, but Shergy is coming out onto track for Ferrari. In P8, he has a 111 flat, and Sarah's switching between the tyres quite rapidly. That is Hull. If you are unfamiliar, it's hard to change nicknames, but Puthran with a 109.7, he goes about 3.5 ahead of Much for P1, but he is going to want to come into the pits pretty soon. Because the track, yeah, look at that. The track is pretty much completely dry. Could you hop in for a couple minutes? Yeah, why not? I don't see why not. That will give me a bit of company. Are you sitting in... Are you sitting in here with me? No, you are not. Join live on air, and I'll drag you up, my friend. So yeah, Puthran leads with a 109.6, but Werben Jägerman Jensen, or Shergy, as I'm going to call him, on those soft compound tyres. He's the first out on track with soft compound tyres as Ferrari pulls over to the MotoGP layout to let the Ferrari through. But he has gone purple in sector 1, unsurprisingly, due to those soft compound tyres. Everyone else setting their laps on inters because of the earlier rain, but the track has dried out, as if I do say so myself, that Ferrari looks absolutely amazing. Hans-Peter, the Ferrari TP, making some questionable signings. Peter Hans is his Tier 1 driver, with Werben Jagerman Jensen in Tier 2. Into the penultimate corner he comes, he flicks in right, bringing it to the edge of track limits, but not going over. DRS open and towards the line for the Ferrari driver. He, of course, goes fastest with a 1:05.8. That is not too bad whatsoever. Who will be next across the line? I believe it will be... is it Ice Cream? I believe Ice Cream is next across the line. Yes, he is. He's gone purple in sector 2. He's 3.8 seconds up on his previous time. He is flying around the track currently. So maybe he will be able to best Werben Jagerman Jensen as he gets a bit of a snap in the penultimate corner. He goes a bit wide, but here comes Ice Cream towards the line. P1 for him with a 1:05 flat. Not bad at all from him. P5, no, P1 for Silver. He goes 5/10 ahead of Ice Cream. What can Ryan Much do about that? Nothing, because he has invalidated. Werben Jagerman Jensen towards the line. He's out of ERS and he goes a bit quicker. He goes P2 ahead of Ice Cream. Seems that the BTEC Kurt Zuma is not zooming anywhere at the moment. Kiziel, P8 for him currently, but what can he do? P1, he goes just ahead of Silver and Foray on his debut. With a 1:05.586, he is 2 thousandths behind Silver, and only 400ths, 43 hundredths to be 43 thousandths, sorry, to be exact, behind Kiziel, your current pole sitter, as Alex Day goes quickest with a 1:04 flat, 4 and a bit tenths just ahead of Kiziel, as his teammate Anderson towards the line cannot do any better than Day as of now. Ryan Much next across the line. He invalidated his previous lap, but what can he do to answer the Hasses? He goes 1/10.5 ahead of them, so he is currently fastest for Red Bull. Britain will have a bit of a grin on his face as of now. Everyone else, I believe, is coming into the pits. Yes, they are. Ice Cream is already in the pits. What about Hull? He is starting his lap. Let's ride on board with him. Up towards turn 1 we go, up the hill, braking just after the 100-meter board, and getting it nice and turned in for turn 1. Not taking the shortest line, which is what you really would have expected. But up towards turn 3 we go, braking as late as possible, down to second gear for the Mercedes driver. Nice one, King. To turn 6 for the BTEC Kurt Zuma's teammate. What is his name? It's Hull, but I don't know his first name. I'll have to check in a minute. But into the penultimate corner for him. No, into the pits for him. 3 minutes 40 left on the clock. And it's only the 2 Williams out on track as of now. Mans Vandenberg, I believe, saving a bit of ERS. Yes, he is. Maybe going for another lap. Henningsen also into the pits for him. But it'll be interesting to see if Mans Vandenberg does come into the pits. And yes, he does. No one else out on track as of now. We're going to have a bit of a wait but that shouldn't be too much of a problem as we see the two Williams come into their pit box. But they are going to have to wait a bit longer because they are double stacking. It'll be interesting to see if they actually get around the track. Hello, Wesley Caspers in chat. How are you on this fine night? As Ariane Puthran comes out onto track. Yes, it is me, Caspers. How are you? Out the pits comes the AlphaTauri. What do you mean you spent your entire bank account? I swear it's like 30 quid. Ah, killed some GT3s. Ah, that sounds like fun, to be fair. I've been increasing my iRacing rank, actually. I've been trying to get a bit higher than... I've been trying to get out of rookies, which I have done, obviously. But, yeah. Hey-ho. Right, Marcel Hull, that is it. Marcel Hull is Ice Cream's teammate. Nelson Mandela is currently in P10. As Puthran is going to be the first to set his lap in that beautiful AlphaTauri. He's validated on the penultimate corner. He's not going to... Oh, wait, yes, he is. Why is he pulled to the inside of the track, then? He's going to go round again, I think. I think he's going to go round again. So we are going to switch back to Marcel Hull in P12, who's got his DRS open. He's looking for a slipstream from Puthran, but Puthran is not giving him anything. What am I drinking tonight? Nothing at the moment, unfortunately. As Marcel Hull goes quickest. Cordat van der Lidl. Why are you talking about Lidl? I don't drink things from Lidl. Oh, and Marcel Hull off the track into the gravel trap for him. Puthran goes through just behind him, but Ryan Much is going to be the next one to cross the line and finish his lap. Little penis. You may or may not be correct. But Ryan Much is going to start his lap now. Ice Cream, Nelson Mandela is purple in Sector 2 as his teammate crosses the line, and so does the Williams of... the Alpine of Silver, who goes P2. Here comes George Floyd then towards the line. He crosses his P2 for Ice Cream in that Mercedes. Little penis has Wesley Caspers has a little penis. Alex Day towards the line. He goes. Can he go quickest? Yes, he does with a 1:03.5. That's quicker than anyone so far this session. His teammate Anderson into the penultimate corner. He's 0.6 up on his previous time, which will put him around P2. Can it be a Haas 1-2? Can he spoil Ryan Much's day? Yes, he can. It is P2 for Anderson. 4.8 stays P8. Next across the line will be Fantenberg. He crosses the line. It's P7. He cannot best his teammate. Werben Jägerman Jensen. P5 for him for the Ferrari. Ariane Puthran towards the line. He goes P7 for AlphaTauri. Ryan Much stays P3. Next across the line will be Marcel Hull. He stays P7. And Silver is P6. Is there anyone else? No, there isn't. So that is your order. It is a Haas 1-2. Marcel Kontgat. Well, what does that mean? What a lap from the two Haas's. It is a Haas 1-2. Not bad from them at all. I think this will be a bit of an interesting race. Pretty tight field. So this is your starting order. Alex Day and Anderson, the two Hasses, 1-2 for them to start off the season. Kevin Byland will be grinning from ear to ear. Ryan Much, P3 for Red Bull, with Ice Cream just behind in P4. Werben Jaegerman Jensen, P5, Silver P6. Marcel Hull can't match his teammate. He is P7. Ariane Puthran only managing P8, the sole AlphaTauri driver today. And then the two Williams, P9 and P10, rounding out the top 10. Kiziel with a 5-place grid penalty, P11, and 4-8, P12. Get that screenshot sent in, and then we'll get ready for qualifying. Or not qualifying, the race. Race results. Dum, dum, dum. Send that in. Yep. So it is a dry start to the race, unlike Quali. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Right, getting ready for this. Where is Luke Martin, aka the Gangster TP? He's no longer a TP, Caspers. He's no longer a TP. Expecting rain later in the race, says Chewy. He is the co-owner of Amethyst Racing, unfortunately. That too, yes, that too. I want to move this. Can I move this down here? Yes, I can. Sorry, you're toxic as fuck. No. It's Luke Martin. You can say what you like about him, but here is the start of the race. It's 5 red lights. And it is 5 red lights off, but are we away? Yes, we are. Alex Day gets a pretty decent start, but Anderson, I did not mean to do that. Ryan Much with a better start than both the Hasses around the outside of Anderson for P2. He jumps ahead of the Haas driver. It's no longer a Haas 1-2, it's a Haas 1-3. Ice Cream and Werben Jaegerman Jensen side by side. Anderson looking to gain that position back, but he has a Mercedes on his inside. It's side by side for Ryan Much and Alex Day. But Alex Day is fighting it back. Round the outside goes the Haas driver of turn 4. He's on the hards. He gets pushed a little bit wide. Ryan Much is your race leader with Anderson and Day, the two Haas's side by side into turn 6. These two squabbling it out. And that is Werben Jaegerman Jensen looking up the inside of Anderson. Still side by side towards the penultimate corner. He's on the outside now with Ice Cream looking up the inside into the penultimate corner. This is not going to go well. But yes, it does. There is no collisions. And on the inside is Marcel Hull of the final corner. There's a little bit of contact with Werben Jaegerman Jensen, the sole Ferrari. But he cannot squeeze his way past. And Marcel Hull pushes Puthran a bit wide in turn 1. There is no doing for the AlphaTauri driver, but here comes here comes Ice Cream on the inside of Anderson in turn 3. He's on those mediums. He's going to be wanting to get past ASAP. His teammate Marcel Hull just behind Werben Jaegerman Jensen. There's a little bit of rain, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And on the inside of Anderson goes Ice Cream into turn 4. Still no way past for him. Why are you in the race? Why are you in the race? Did you join the lobby? Did you join the lobby, Chewy? Did you do a bad thing? So here is your current. But yeah, are you in what? You moron! Retire your car, idiot. Right, Ryan Much leads with a 1 second gap over Alex Day, with Ice Cream jumping up to a P3. with Anderson P4 and Werben Jaegerman Jensen P5. It is Puthran and I believe it was Fantenberg there going side by side. These two. Chewy, you going to retire? Or no? Side by side for Fantenberg and Kiziel. Hopefully we don't need a lobby restart. I've been pinged. That is not Amethyst. What are people saying? Right. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Ryan Much leads the race for Red Bull. The first time in a while for that team, I believe, as Ice Cream sets the fastest lap of the race in P3. Everyone is seeming to behave pretty decently at the moment. It is a massive DRS train all the way from P1 down to P11. Chewy, you need to retire your car. Can you do that, please? Foray down in P11. He's very close to Mans Fantenberg in that Williams in P10, fighting for the final points playing positions. Kiziel's made his way up from P11 into P9. Well, no, I didn't actually break it 2 minutes before the race. I broke it during qualifying. 6 minutes before the race, I'll have you know. Which was lovely. So here we go then. Alex Day has caught up a lot to Ryan Much. Ryan Much seems to be struggling on those medium compound tyres. It's DRS for the Haas driver, and up the inside into turn 3 he goes. He's got that position, and Chewy retires from the session in the pits. Alex Day getting a bit of a wobble on mid-corner there, but the roles are reversed. The Red Bull now has DRS down into turn 4, but he can do nothing. He does not have that straight line speed. Ice Cream in P3. He is he should be sorry, Chewy. Huh? Just too fast, yeah. I had to give you a chance. That's all it was. Had to give you a chance. So the entire grid down to P7 is separated by about 3/10 each. This is one big DRS train, so I'm not sure we're going to see too many moves being made other than the front of the grid. And Fantenberg seems to have dropped off Kiziel a lot from now as Anderson gets past Ice Cream before turn 3, well before turn 3, and Werben Jaegerman Jensen looking to make it 3 wide, but no, he only makes it 2 wide. There's a little bit of contact with the Haas driver. He's managed not to damage his front wing, but there are a few cars squabbling for P4 in this race. Down to turn 4 we go. They all behave into the next corner, except for Marcel Holl, and Ice Cream has dropped right down the order for some reason. I don't know if it did. Yes, you are in deep shit if it did. But Marcel Holl all over the back of Werben Jaegerman Jensen. Whereas Harris in his PS5, Harris is no longer racing. He's a busy man at the moment, but this is one big DRS train. And look at the gap between Fantenberg and him as Foray comes into the pits. We're going to look back to the front. Ryan Much can do nothing but sit behind as Marcel Holl looking to get past Werben Jaegerman Jensen. He's been sniffing his asshole for the last few laps, but now he's deep inside his asshole and on his inside. But no, he cannot quite get through. There's a little bit of contact and Marcel Holl onto the grass, but he's not giving up. He's sticking on the inside of Werben Jaegerman Jensen. Now the outside for turn 6. and he is hanging it round, but he cannot find a way through. The Ferrari driver just holding on to P4 with his dear life. I'm not going to say that, Kingma. As much as true as it is, I'm not going to say it. As Werben Jagerman Jensen gets a bit of a wobble on, but into turn 4 we go. Silva looking up the inside of Marcel Holland. That is Day spun round out from P2. He's down into P9 now. Luke does as well, yes, he very much does, I can confirm. But that is Day out for the count of this race win. It is now Marcel Hull promoted to P3. Ice Cream down into P8. His teammate has dropped off a hell of a lot since his last positioning. With the McLaren down in P11 for a 23 seconds behind Alex Day. Mats Vandenberg doesn't seem to have the race pace that he had in qualifying. I mean, admittedly, yes, he was P10 in qualifying, but that's not the point. He still does not have the pace that he would have wanted to, and Anderson is now all over the back of Ryan Much. He's going to want to get past. He's going to want to get that race win, seeing as his teammate is down in P10. He's only scoring 1 point instead of the 18 points that he would have been scoring. But Anderson on the inside, Ryan Much round the outside. Marcel Hall looking for a way to get past as well. He's looking to get the best of this little squabble. Same with Puthran, Silva and Werben Jagerman Jensen as Marcel Hall on the inside of Anderson. He capitalises on that battle he was having. We do need season 5 back. You are right. That was a very fun season. I mean, other than me getting disqualified, and that looked like Puthran. No, that was just him having. That was just him having a little. Add your title. That was season 6, was it not? I can't remember. Not much happening as of now. That is because of the DRS train, as Ice Cream got a little bit of a tank slapper, and Werben Jagerman Jensen up the inside as Marcel Hull takes the lead of this race from Ryan Much in P2 in that Red Bull, and he's looking for the inside into turn 4. He's fighting this back. Ryan Much up the inside into turn 1. Marcel Hull looking for the switchback, but he gets a massive snap, and there is nothing he can do. Ariane Puthran up into P5 from P6. He has got past Kiziel, was it? Or Silva? I thought it was Silva. Maybe Silva's lost a couple positions as it looked like Puthran got a bit of oversteer on exit there as Marcel Hull gets awfully close to the back of Ryan Much. He has virtually stuck his nose in his ass as of now, and that is Ice Cream round at the final corner. Back onto the racing line he comes after everybody has passed, but he was in the wall. I don't know if he has any damage. Hopefully not. It doesn't look like he does as of now. We're going to switch back to the front. No moves being made as of now, and there is a... Oh. Your windows are so dirty. Like, do you mean your... like PC windows, or you mean your physical windows? Because, that looked like Werben Jagerman Jensen getting a little bit of a tap from Ariane Puthran there. Coming out of turn 4. Literally nothing happening in this race. It's just one big DRS train. It needs to get late. Call on Hawkins for that, or Luke Martin. One of the two. Echo. That is just my headphones, I think. Is that any better? Can you hear me twice now? Or no? Or was no? Yeah. What? So it's still echoing. Right. What about now? Do you really want that highlighted? I did, yes. I did have nightmares about Wesley Caspers before the races. Marcel Hall, Ryan Much, and Anderson all having a bit of a squabble. It was too wide, almost three wide into turn 4, but they're all behaving as of now. Ryan Much maintains his P2 on those medium compound tyres, almost ending up into the wall. Can't try. I don't. Is it your end or my end? Am I echoing for anyone else? As Marcel Hull looking to break the toe a little bit. You have 2 streams open. Yeah, that'll be why. And you thought it was me. Ryan Much looking for the race lead now. Into turn 3, he takes it back on those medium compound tyres. He is running one hell of a race as of now. He's going to be on the hard compound tyres for the second step. Puthran up into P4, but Werben Jaeger Man Jensen fighting it back. Puthran put onto the gravel. He loses all of his positions. He was left no space there. I'm not sure if he had any right to it. But Ryan Much and Marcel Hall side by side into the next corner. We go. Marcel Hall goes just ahead of Ryan Much into turn 7. He takes that back. Ryan Much possibly into the pits in the next few laps. Maybe? No? How long do you do on the medium? I literally did this race. How long do you do on the mediums? 16 laps? Maybe? I don't know, I can't remember. Ryan Much, though, looking for the inside into turn 3. There's a little bit of contact with his nose and the rear of Marcel Hull Kiziel just ahead of Werben Jaegerman Jensen, but Ryan Much on the inside into turn 4 side by side with Marcel Hull. He takes back the race lead into turn 6. He goes, and he is the leading car. It looked like Silva and Puthran also side by side. Yes, it was, as Puthran does get through, but Much is going to be struggling very much. Joke, humor on those medium tires, but he's doing extremely well for the tires he is on. He's managing to keep pace with the better condition hard compound runners, but he still leads this race. I imagine it will be Marcel Hull looking for a move into turn 3, but no, it is Kiziel up the inside. He sneaks a nose in. There was almost contact there, but no contact made as of now, and it is Day and Fantenberg battling it out, but just a little bit further back. Werben Jaegerman Jensen, brilliant camera angle game. And Anderson side by side. Anderson on the outside, Werben Jaegerman Jensen on the inside. Yeah, he's now ahead into turn 6. Here the position changes. Ryan Much up 2 positions, Marcel Hull up 5 positions, and Kiziel up 9 positions, with Alex Day being the biggest loser out here, down 8 positions in this race. Not ideal for him. It looked like Marcel Hull looking for the inside there into turn one, but he would never have been able to make that move. Ryan Much still out on track on those medium compound tyres. Marcel Hull looking for the inside into turn three, and he is ahead. Ryan Much is going to have the DRS, but round the outside he hangs it. He's forced a little bit wide, but there is room left for him. Much and Kiziel side by side, but Much has that DRS. He pulls to the inside for turn four ahead of Marcel Hull. He maintains the lead this lap, but he runs a little bit deep on those very much worn medium tyres. Marcel Hull round the outside for turn six we go. We do have a fantastic camera angle for this, but Ryan Much maintains the lead of the race. At the end of sector 2, he still leads. Will we see him into the pits any time soon? Not this lap by the looks of it. No, he stays out on track. There is still a big DRS train all the way down to P7 from Ryan Much to Silver in P7. Arian Puthran looking for a move or just pulling to the right-hand side of the track. We're going to go back to the lead as Ryan Much is trying to defend for the lead of this race as Anderson gets past Werben Jagerman Jensen into turn three, but the Ferrari is fighting it back round the outside for Anderson, on the inside for the Ferrari who's on those medium compound tyres. Werben Jagerman Jensen and Silver maintaining their starting positions as back to the lead of the race, because Much is round the outside of Marcel Hull as Marcel Hull takes back the lead of the race. He's back into P1. Kiziel looking to also get past Much. As Much comes into the pits, he's pulling to this side of the track, and around the outside goes Kiziel. Thankfully no contact there. Ryan Much into the pits, so as Kiziel is P2 as Marcel Hull is now got a little bit of a he's got a little bit of a gap, a little bit of breathing space for now. Arian Puthran chilling in P4. Alex Day fighting Mans Vandenberg. I don't think Alex Day has any damage, but he doesn't seem to have the pace that he had before. Marcel Hull and Talbot. Oh, that would be a hell of a lineup. So by the looks of it, it is going to be Ryan Much that is going to take the lead of this race after all the pit stops have been made. Melvin Talbot's comeback, I will be there no matter what. As Kiziel into the pits for the Aston Martin driver, and Puthran also into the pits, both on the hard compound tyres. That is very early for them. Neither of them get a speeding in the pit lane penalty. Alex Day into the pits, so it is Marcel Hull leading Anderson now, with Mans Vandenberg up into P3. He's in no man's land as of now. No one around him, no one in front or behind. Why did I say it so zesty? I don't know. Anything to do with Talbot, you have to have a zesty tone about you. Zesty our boy. Quite possibly. Marcel Hull, once again leading this race. He has driven fantastically so far, up 6 positions. Seemingly a lot quicker in the race than in qualifying. Chewy, is there still rain expected? Do you know? As Marcel Hull into the pit, so is Anderson. So is Vandenberg. Yeah, Vandenberg is into the pits. Ryan Much, purple in sector 2. What is he going to do? Can he take the lead of the race and have a nice gap between him and the cars behind him? Kiziel, 2.2 seconds behind Ryan Much into the lead of the race. He goes. Another 3-second time penalty for Alex Day. Ryan Much leads Kiziel, who is now P2 on the medium compound tyres. Side by side for Werben Jaegerman Jensen and Puthran round the outside for the AlphaTauri driver, up the inside for that name of the inside for the Ferrari. He gets a 3-second penalty for cutting the corner. Marcel Hull just behind. He's demoted to P5, but he is on the medium compound tyres, so maybe he will be able to gain all that time back on the cars ahead of him. Silva in the Alpine just behind on the hard compound tyres. Anderson on the medium compound tyres, not being able to keep up with Marcel Hull in P5. And Puthran gets a 3-second time penalty. What a moron he is. Much is cooking. He is indeed, but Kiziel is reeling him in quite a lot. L Indian tugboat, yes. L Mans. Kiziel is reeling in Much by quite a lot per lap, as Marcel Hull already clears the Ferrari of Werben Jaegerman Jensen. He is going to be pushing his ass off to get this race win, because you know he wants it. But Werben Jaegerman Jensen does have the DRS and he is just behind, so will he fight this one back? It doesn't look like he is, so the Mercedes is staying just ahead of him. What happened to Kiziel? He's dropped behind Puthran. Puthran seems to have immaculate pace on these medium compound tyres. Into turn 7 he goes, but he does have the 3-second time penalty, which as of now will drop him down to P7. P2 to P7. Have you? Just no rain. Okay, no chance of rain expected. Ice Cream doesn't have his telemetry on. Naughty, naughty boy. He will be getting a penalty for that. Screenshot that and send that to me, please, Mr. Chewy. 100 million fine. I think so. I don't think 10 million, 100 million is more. It's more suited. Marcel Hull already over the back, already all over the back of Kiziel and Puthran, filling the Aston Martin's rear view mirrors. He's going to be charging. He's going to be charging for this race win. Ryan Much is losing that gap that he had built up. 1 second to Puthran now. There are 14 laps left in this race. But if we go off of what we saw in the first stint, the medium compound tyres seem to drop off pretty early on. Much just managed to handle that very much different. Much is low on ERS. I can't. Oh, of course I can't see his ERS. It's just us. Look out of shot. Good God. What a camera angle that is. That shows us so much. That gives us so much information. What's the 4th race? I don't know. It's Austria, Portugal, something and something. So here we go then. Puthran 3/10 behind Ryan Much. Puthran wants to lead this race. He wants this race win. He's built up a nice gap to Kiziel, so if he keeps up this pace, he should be able to pull a 3-second gap. And Hearing that Puthran has burnt a lot, we can't see that either. But the inside into turn 3 he goes, and he is just ahead of the Red Bull for this next DRS zone. Down towards turn 4 we go. We've got Kiziel lurking in the background, much looking for a way up the inside into turn 4. There's a little bit of contact, but Puthran can do nothing to defend that. And Kiziel looking up the inside of both of them. Kiziel through on Puthran by the looks of it, but Puthran up the inside into turn 6. The Aston Martin on the outside. He goes off the track a tiny bit and gets a bit of gravel on his tyres. Ryan Much maintains the lead of the race for now. This is shaping up to be a pretty entertaining race at the end. It was boring to start with. They were just swapping positions, but I personally believe everyone but Puthran should crash. But Puthran closes off his DRS. He does not want to get past, but round the outside he does get past. For turn 3 he has the drive out of the corner, but it looks like he's going to be overtaken once again down into turn 4. He's got Kiziel and Much just behind both the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull flashing, but Puthran maintains the lead of this race into turn 4. We have a new race leader, Arian Puthran. I don't know, is Kiziel flashing? The two ahead of him definitely are. But, oh, what camera angle. We see all the cars go through there. Once again, a big train all the way down to P7 of Anderson. Hats has really dropped off this race, hasn't it? Started off 1-2, now it's 7-8. As Kiziel looks at the inside of Ryan Much into turn 1, he is past. Ryan Much not fighting that one, but Puthran has got a 3/10 gap to Kiziel, and that is closing rapidly. As Marcel Hull also looking for the outside of Ryan Much. He gets past, but he's looking to get 2 into 1. He's looking to get past Kiziel as well. Down into turn 4 he goes, the Mercedes driver with that letterbox open in the rear wing, and there is contact. Oh, what a moron. What a moron. Kiziel drove right into Puthran there, spinning him round. Much leads this race once again. Anderson is up into P2. Through all the fog, he comes right out, and Kiziel has retired. He's retired on track. He's left the session. I don't know why he's rage quit. He has just that was his own fault. So that'll be a penalty for the Aston Martins because he retired on track. As Marcel Hull into the pits he comes. He had a bit of damage from that, I think, but Anderson is now P2. He slipped through the entire grid through all of that. I just saw him like look for that was never on. What a muppet! What a muppet! Ryan Much does maintain the lead of this race. He's got to hold on for about 8 or 9 more laps, with Anderson looking to get past. He started P2 in this race. He is now P2 once again, but he's looking for P1. He's looking for that race opening win. Ryan Much has driven a fantastic race so far. He's not put a foot wrong. And Anderson has more ERS than Much, unsurprisingly. So Puthran is only 5/10 behind the cars ahead with, by the looks of it, no damage at all. So he is still in this race. It's gone grey, so that we may see a bit of rain towards the end of this race, but Ryan Much covering off the inside with Anderson on the outside. The Haas driver looking to get past the Red Bull driver, but down to turn 4, Anderson got a bit of a better drive than the Haas driver in Anderson. Silver up to P3. I also didn't notice that. But how has Puthran not ended up? How the hell has Marcel Hull come off worse than everybody else in that? That makes no sense. Well, the forecast has changed. What is going to happen, Chewy? Enlighten me. Rain is coming soon, so it is going to be a fight to see who can last the longest or who can get into the pits first. It is no longer a race of pace, to be honest. It is more a race of who can pull off the better strategy. Silver's got a 3-second time penalty, so P3 is just a fight for on-track positioning. Anderson side by side with Much, but he still can't find a way past the Red Bull driver, who now has DRS. Silver has the run on Anderson, but he does not have the overspeed for it. Ariane Puthran and Werben Jagerman Jensen still fighting it out. Ice Cream Day and Fantenberg with a 3-way fight currently, and it is Day up the inside of Fantenberg, holding that position with Ice Cream just ahead of them. Our Tier 3 champion from last season, running P6 ahead of his teammate in P9. And Day has wing damage. That is why he's dropped off so much. But Ryan Much, speaking of Much, Ryan Much, P1, still by 3/10 on those hard compound tyres. These tyres are looking to be a bit better. Anderson is storing his ERS. He needs to push. I would agree. Yes. But Anderson around the outside, looking for it, of Ryan Much, but there is no way for him to get past Ryan Much. Running a little bit deep as Alex Day gets another 3-second time penalty. Anderson is just he does not want to get past Much yet. He's being pulled along by that DRS. Much needs to recognise that Anderson is not looking to get past anytime soon, but is going to look to get past in the final few laps. These hard compound tyres are going to start performing better than the mediums any lap now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Loman. That'd be the smart thing to do. But he does need to push to stay with Much. Well, if there is rain coming, it's got 5 laps to let the heavens open and to get these guys onto the inter tyres. The session started with the intermediate tyres. Can it end with intermediate tyres? Up the inside goes Anderson, but he backs out. Ice Cream gets a 3-second time penalty, which is going to drop him behind Fantenberg, who will be promoted to P6 as of now. Ryan Much still leading this race as Foray gets a 3-second time penalty, running P9 on his debut. He's been in no man's land since the start of this race, really. I think he got a bit of damage on lap 1, which we did miss. So it is. The battle for P3 is on track. The battle for P1 is also on track. But Silver, Werben, Jagerman, Jensen and Puthran all know they are not going to be getting P1 in this race because of their 3-second time penalty. Werben, Jagerman, Jensen and Puthran side by side through turn 1, but Puthran stays ahead of the Ferrari. He is hit from behind by the looks of it. I didn't really catch that. I wasn't paying much attention, but he gets hit from behind and he gets sent off the track. Fantenberg P6 for him. He's got past Ice Cream on track. He didn't need to, but he might have wanted to because he has a bit better pace than the Mercedes driver up the inside for Ice Cream, and there is no contact, but it was very close as Fantenberg gets a tank slapper on the exit of that corner. Ryan Much then into the penultimate corner he comes. And into the final corner, he leads us across the line, and those are drops of rain I see. So you were right, Chewy. Those are drops of rain, but will it be heavy enough to get these guys to pit? Anderson, or the medium runners, are going to have better tyres for these conditions, but it's side by side for much as Anderson slips through on the inside as the rain starts to come down here in Austria in the glorious green hills that is the Red Bull Ring, but the rain is starting to come down heavier. As you can see, everybody squirreling around. We're going to ride on board with Much just to see how tricky these conditions are for the drivers out on track. He is pursuing the Haas ahead of him, and he's going to want to win this race. But how easily can he do that on the hard compound tyres? He has a 5% tyre wear advantage, so I'm told, Much on Anderson. So he's going to have DRS, but I imagine it won't be long till the DRS is disabled. Puthran is into the pits. He is the first of the he's the first of the drivers to come into the pits for wet tyres. He has 2 or 3 laps to make that advantage as Ryan Much up the inside into turn 3 he goes, and he slips ahead of the Haas, but the Haas is not giving up yet. It's not wet enough, but he may have pulled a mastermind strategy off, because if it gets wet within the next lap or 2, Puthran does not need to pit again. So he may start to gain a bit of time on these guys. We're going to watch that gap, though, between him and Fantenberg, because Puthran has switched to the intermediate tyres. Yes, he has. The rain is starting to come down heavier, so it is going to get more and more tricky for these drivers out on track. It is Ryan Much leading us into lap 35. That may have been a bad call from Puthran, but no, he's gained about 5/10 on Fantenberg, so we may start to see him gain more and more time on everyone ahead of him. DRS has not been disabled just yet. Puthran has gained another 3/10 on Fantenberg. He did, but Anderson looking up the inside as Puthran gets a 3-second time penalty. Much round the outside, he gets a better drive out of turn 3 down towards turn 4. Anderson does have that DRS, but we are on the penultimate lap. This is a fight for the lead. It is fight for on-track position. Whoever stays ahead this lap and next will win this race. That was a bit of a Will Buxton moment, but we move. On the inside into turn 6 of Ryan Much is Anderson, but Ryan Much maintains the lead of this race around the outside of turn 7. Yes, that was well defended, but around the outside goes Anderson into the penultimate corner. That was not a smart move from him, I don't think. But here comes Ryan Much. He ran a bit wide in the final corner. He's not using any ERS, and Anderson up the inside into turn 1. Will Much have the DRS? Yes, he does. Ryan Much, that looked like Silver going off track.
I love you!
But okay, we are being raided apparently. But Werben, Jagerman, Jensen up the inside of both of them. They both go off the track. But here comes Silver up the inside of all of them. Anderson gets a 3-second time penalty. Ryan Much, the only one without any penalties whatsoever. He slots in P2 up the inside into turn 4. Goes the Red Bull driver. He's going to have a bit of a worse drive coming out the corner. That was a bit of a... Yeah, Anderson's going to have all of that removed, because that was not fair in any way, shape or form. These two behind just battling it out. And Werben Jagerman Jensen is round. He's spun. But we're going to switch back to the front. Anderson comes round the final 2 corners, and he is going to win on track by the looks of it. If he doesn't spin in the final corner, over the line comes Anderson. He wins on track, but Ryan Much takes the race win overall. It is net P1 for him. An amazing drive from the Red Bull driver. Britain will be very, very pleased with that. Silver up into P2 from all that carnage that ensued. Anderson stays P3, Webben Jagerman Jensen P4, and Marcel Hull, hats off to him. He finishes P5. Puthran down in P8. He could not do anything with those tyres that he had. It's a 5-7 for the Mercedes drivers, and P6 for Mans Vandenberg in the Williams, starting P10 in this race. Well, to be fair, that was a bit of a stupid move from the Ferrari. He pushed both of them off, so I'm imagining he's going to get that removed, Anderson. So, but who knows? So Ryan Much is your race winner with silver in P2, and yes, but he didn't get a 3-second time penalty because of it. So Ryan Much, your race winner, P1 on the top step for Red Bull, their first in a while. Is that Adrian Newey? I don't know who that's supposed to be. Might be Luke Martin. Who knows? Or Alex Harris with that hair. Here we go then. That is your race. As your order, finishing order. As Ryan Much P1, Silver P2, and Anderson P3, with Webben Jagerman Jensen, Tsar in P4 and 5, or Hull I should say. Vandenberg P6, Ice Cream and Puthran 7 and 8 for a P9 on his debut, and Alex Day rounds out the top 10 of the all of the finishing cars, all finished in the points. So Ryan Much is your season opener race winner. I'm just going to put that there. And we will be back for interviews in just a moment. There we go. Welcome back to the stream. We're gonna head on with some interviews. First of all, Ryan Much, our race winner, coming up, buddy.
Let's
Hello,
fucking go.
hello. How are you feeling after that one?
Amazing, man. It's been a good few seasons, and yeah, that was definitely one of the most intense races I've had for quite some time. So yeah, GG's.
I mean, from our perspective, well, I say I was alone as usual. From my perspective, you had fantastic race pace, like the entire race. I mean, even right at the end of your first stint on those medium compound tyres, they were massively worn, and you were still keeping pace with Hull on the hard compound tyres.
Yeah, it's I was trying to find a gap actually because I was looking to box like lap 12 for an undercut, but like the field was that close, like I was too scared to box within the white lines. I just thought it'd cause an absolute car crash. So thankfully there was like a 5 tenth gap opened up between like P3 and P4, so I just went for it then. But um, yeah, no, it was a good race overall. I felt like once I passed one house, or got rid of one house, there was another one there. So yeah, they were on my tail all race. So GG's to them. Not sure what the Ferrari was doing at the end, but yeah, no, either way, GG. I don't know whether I presume the Haas team are going to try and appeal penalties that he
Yeah,
picked up at the end, but
I would imagine they'd get those penalties removed because unless you got any more warnings afterwards, I'd imagine he's going to have them removed because
yeah.
they were not that fair. But next week we have. Let me just check. Next week we have Portimao. How are you feeling for that one?
I actually enjoy Portimao on this game. So yeah, it's another pretty strong track of mine. So hopefully we'll be up there again. Hopefully we'll get a few more drivers though this time.
Yeah, the attendance has gone down. I think the game's just dying, to be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, well done today. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
doing an interview for us. But yeah, well done to you, and hope to see you next week.
No worries. Thanks for the commentary. Take care.
Right, next up, we have. Oh, hold on, let me just change this first. Right, next up, we have the two Hasses, Alex Day and Marius Anderson.
Hello.
Good day.
Hello. So, we're going to start with you, Anderson, and then we'll come to you, Alex. So, Anderson, how are you feeling after that race?
Right now, kinda pissed off.
I could understand why, to be honest. I'm not going to mention any names because it's hard to pronounce it. But was it anything to do with the Ferrari?
Yeah, I mean, whole race he was really aggressive, and then especially on the last lap, just completely crashing into me and the Red Bull of Much.
Yeah, we caught that on stream, and I kind of guessed you wouldn't be too happy with that because I wouldn't be either. But you had great pace all race, and you were running P7 for a while until the collision between Kizil and Puthran, which promoted you to P2. What happened there from your perspective?
I was going for a move on the Alpine, and then in front of me, I didn't really see it. I just saw a crash and somebody spinning, and then I just wrist it, picked the line on the inside, and it opened up for me, and I just went through everybody.
Fair enough. So next week we have Portimao. How are you feeling for that one?
Honestly, I don't know, man. I haven't played it on this game or last year's game, so it's kind of a blinder. So we'll have to see next week.
Alrighty, we're gonna move over to you, Alex.
Yeah.
You had a great qualifying, and then it all just slipped away about lap 6. What
Oh,
happened?
no, it was lap. I don't know, but basically, I'm not very happy with the game state at the moment because I don't think the cars are equal. Like either way, because sometimes when I hit the curb, it doesn't affect my car at all, and sometimes when I do, it just flings it. So I don't know. Not very happy, but the pole lap is probably the only positive thing in that race. I mean, in that session.
So, what happened when you spun? Was it just hitting the curb and?
So I still have no idea. Basically, so I was comfortably leading, like not taking any risks. I normally take the curb, so the sausage, like it just flings me somewhere, and uh, it just I spin. I basically recreated a Lando Norris spin in 2021.
Well, that is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
After that, you just didn't seem to have the pace that you were showing before.
Well, yes, but no. My medium stint was way better. I was gaining 5 tenths per lap, and when it was the big crash, Kizio just he didn't see me, and I got damaged. So
Ah,
it was made me very angry. But we move. Like I get the positives that my race pace wasn't like horrible. Like it was pretty good. I was sticking with the medium runners on hard, so I'll take it. And yeah, I'll forget about this week. At least I get a point. So
yeah, of course. So, speaking of next week, Portimao, how are you feeling for that one?
not feeling it, man. Like don't like it. It's just I don't know. I just don't like it.
I'm with
Such an
you on that one.
awkward track. Awkward track. Yeah.
I am absolutely with you on that one. Anyway, unlucky today, Alex, and well done to
Yeah.
you, Anderson.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see
Wait,
you
did
both.
you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What did you catch the pole app on camera?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Ah, sucks. It's fine.
We need a setting where we can watch all 12 drivers
Yeah,
at
yeah,
once.
yeah.
Yeah. See ya,
Yeah.
man.
I hope.
All right.
Yes, yes, yes. Good race.
Yeah.
Yes. See ya.
Well done, lads. Right. So, seeing as no one else wants an interview, by the looks of it, I'm just going to end the stream here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and stay tuned for Wednesday. I think Connor will be hosting the stream for Tier 3. Until then, yeah, catch you later.